Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Vancouver by Night, Delve into Darkness. This is our Season 3 finale. We're pulling this particular season to a close. Stay tuned for when the next season is going to be posted. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. This may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. I have also posted a list of the yellow and red cards that everyone has, so we can keep that head of mind in the chat itself for our Zoom call. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready, or skip ahead to the next episode. So, thank you to our sponsor, Michaela Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. Please visit him on Instagram. I'm going to have the links in the chat, and they've got all the leather interior that you can use as a rolling tray if you want, and that was a shitty roll, so I'm not going to be using that one. So yeah, the information will be up in the chat. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you. From actual play production to tabletop game development, they're a one-stop shop for all your creative needs. Investing in the World of Darkness streaming community helps keep channels like this one online and thriving, and they greatly appreciate any love you can share with them on their Patreon or various media platforms. I'll have the links over there so you can go over, give them a follow, give them a Patreon. And the last sponsor that we have is Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They can combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game, from dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. And I've got the Ganger one. Let's see if that looks all right, because I can't tell. There we go. Oh, there we go. And for everyone playing the home game, this will be airing on the last day you can do it. This is the 30th of April that it is airing on. We are recording the previous Monday. And if you are a subscriber to our YouTube, and the link will be over there, you have a chance to win one of these if we hit 1,000 subscribers. Right now, we are only 24 people away from doing that. So, we will be doing the draw at some point after, if we hit 1,000. I don't know yet, because we're 24 away and it's Monday. So yeah, sign up. You can get one of these in the clan of your choosing. So whatever clan you want. If you want to be a Hekata for your dice rolling tray, or Tremere, whatever, you can get one of those. Maybe a Banu Hakim if you feel like it, or some ministry perhaps. You can get one of those, and we'll pass the information along to the awesome people at Dogmite, and they will get that to you as soon as they can. So yeah, if you see the link to our YouTube, go out there, spread the word as much as you can. The more subscribers we get, the better chances we have of hitting 1,000. And if we hit 1,200, you can win one of their, it's not a player pad, it is one of their dice sheets. So you can put all of your vampire dice, and that will also be clan of your choosing. So whichever clan you want on that one, we will have it available. So it's time to introduce our vampires. Let's start with Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Abigail today. Also she, her. She is the techie Tremere, and she is looking forward to everything Second Inquisition or whatever they call themselves nowadays related. So very excited, incredibly excited. If you can't hear the sarcasm in my voice, then I'm just not conveying it well enough.
Yeah, subtitles do not. I don't think there's a \s for subtitles. There should be. Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, and I'll be playing Jalil Cato, aka Ja, the Banu Hakim Seneschal of Vancouver. And I hope the Second Inquisition comes at me. I really do. Nice snacks. I don't have to feel bad about eating them.
And Mike.
Hi, Mike. I will be playing Mordecai, who's dealt with the SI before, but so long as he keeps his head down, he's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of things Mordecai does, but keeping head down isn't one of them. Sara.
Hi, my name's Sara, and I'll be playing Prince Jude Duncan of Clan Tremere. She, her for both of us. And I'm the fledgling Tremere Prince of Vancouver. Stay mad.
And Cliff.
Happy times, viewers. My name's Cliff. I'm appearing this evening as Duran Giovanni, he, him for both of us. Simple, unassuming tailor who would like to present the PSA that don't snack on the SI, they're empty calories.
They hurt your tummy.
I mean, it's probably a little bit better than the Thin Bloods, which are basically the Diet RC Cola of the vampire world. And this guy's Storyteller Steve. So when last you saw these intrepid vampires over here, they were dealing with a few things. They were trying to get more information out of the mysterious person who is contacting them via a left behind walkie-talkie on the nearby building that they were being protected from a sniper, or by the particular sniper from the SI. They were trying to figure out what was going on there. More details on YouTube, which is over there. And they also decided to pop over to Elysium and drop a rather unpopular decision on the local kindred populace. So, we are going to be picking up on the very next evening. So I'm going to get a rouse check from everyone, and we will assume that everybody's down to 1 hunger, unless you tell me otherwise and want to risk the stains. I don't know, it's up to you. Dun, 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 dun. And exclamation point rouse over in the chat gets you the ability to do your own rouse check. So that is a thumbs down from Ja, thumbs up from Abigail. Mordecai, can you move your hand a little bit more center camera? There we go. And that's a thumbs up from Mordecai. Jude, how you doing? Thumbs up. And Duran, thumbs up. Oh, you know what Meatloaf used to say, 1 out of 5 ain't bad? Is that what he said? I don't know. He was in the Fight Club movie. That's all I know. So, Ja.
Bob has bitch tits.
So, Ja, what you hear is that newish voice that it seemed to have taken over the council of people that you've diablerized in your head. Hey, yeah, it's time to eat something. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. You gotta go eat.
Do you really think you're in charge?
No, but I'm the new person. They got rid of the other guy. He was weird. He wasn't really that demanding of you, and you gotta be more demanding, really.
I suppose that would be true, honestly.
Yeah, so let's go eat somebody, shall we?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, you have
Eventually I will.
eaten
but
someone
I'm in no
recently.
rush right now.
All I'm saying is you have eaten someone recently.
I have a feeling there'll be more snacks like that one coming soon.
Yeah,
if I
but
can be patient, then you can be patient.
soon isn't right now, though, and I kind of need you to do it now.
You know, I heard this saying this one time, and I was like, I don't know if it works for me, but it sucks to be you.
I know, I know.
'Cause you're stuck in there, and I'm out here in the driver's seat.
That's totally not the way the song goes.
I don't like music. Well, at least not that music.
And that's the last you hear about that. So, what is everyone doing this particular evening? Let's start with the higher humanity vampires, because the other vampires are sleeping for a while. Abigail and Jude, are you staying in/near the Tremere Chantry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jude's in the Chantry. That seems like the safest place and the place to be able to do the most research on the myriad threats.
So speaking of research, give me an intelligence and occult roll for both of you. Add 2 dice because of the
Ooh,
Chantry library that you have access to.
will do. Okay.
And while they're doing that, this occult roll has been brought to you by our merch shop.
Okay, so
Okay.
for me, that is. I got 8
8.
on a crit. Yes.
Nice. Abigail?
I got 6 on a crit, but that crit was a messy crit.
Abigail,
Yes?
you should eat somewhat. None of this, you're studying too much.
Would you prefer that I let the SI kill me? Or would you prefer that I study? One or the other?
Well, you're not studying the SI, are you?
I mean, I might be studying the SI, I might be studying other things.
Here, look over here, and your head kind of, without your permission, kind of turns, and you look exactly at a passage that you kind of glossed over earlier, but you kind of your eyes readjust their focus, and you kind of see something that you'd missed earlier. So Abigail is now at hunger 2, and Jude just straight up crit. So
No messy.
the combination of what you both see, or what you're both research in the last couple of hours / day, is that the Bally have come back. Not recently, but they definitely have. They've come back periodically throughout the years. Seems to be, from what you can tell, every 66 years, give or take, that it seems to come like full circle. And since the Middle Ages, this would be the 6th resurgence. Since about the 1500s or so.
And when you say come back, does that mean like a similar situation to now where someone is trying to awaken, and is that what you mean?
Not exactly. It seems like there's reports of Bally every once in a while. Like there seems to be a reference to them, and then all the kindred in a certain area, be it Camarilla or Ashira or other sects in the vampire society, seem to kind of galvanize, organize for probably about a year or so, 6 months to a year, and then wipe whatever pops up out of existence, and then go back to their own petty bullshit squabbles.
Interesting. So I think if like Jude and Abigail are studying in the same place, perhaps at a similar time because of their similar humanity, uh Jude would look over to her like from the books and just be like, the sixth resurgence of every 66. So that's all lining up to the triple six. That can't be good. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, I mean, if they keep trying to resuscitate this thing or whatever, and they keep failing, I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think that the 666 necessarily means anything. Or at least they keep failing. If we can keep having them fail, I think that's on us. We can make the future happen as we want to have it happen. None of this, all of this has happened before and will happen again bullshit. Let's make it just not happen again.
That's what I was gonna say. Can we finally like stop it once and for all? That seemed like it'd be pretty good though. Reading in this past seems like a pretty tall order. So
I mean, that's preferable. Did you say they resurge every 66 years?
storyteller, I think that's what you said.
That is correct.
So,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like I'm not trying to be like paranoid or like Illuminati confirmed, but it's like uh six 66 years plus this is the sixth of it. And then I believe there was talk about the ley lines and like the six different ley lines. So like all of this is it's lining up in a way that is concerning to me in terms of the level of power that it could potentially represent for trying to awaken.
um, my concern is if it's every 66 years, I am fairly certain that Cassius is older than that and would have seen this. I mean,
Oh,
is he
yeah,
keeping something
true.
from us? And actually, storyteller, quick question. Abigail would have been on the East Coast at Bell Labs in during the last resurgence.
Okay.
Would she have, and she would have been a ghoul at this time.
Right.
Would there have been anything that she would have gotten an inkling that shit was going kind of really wrong at the time?
No.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because it's the library itself is kind of an amalgam of like photocopied old tomes and like hand copied old records and stuff like that. The different resurgences that you've found didn't necessarily all happen kind of in the same place. They just seem to, like, there's one maybe in the northern Africa area. There's one in kind of like Eastern Europe at another point. There's some in the Middle East. It's just like different spots. There was the latest one was in North America, but it wasn't uh, anywhere near Bell Labs. So if it had been kind of taken care of, you wouldn't have necessarily heard about it.
Okay. Good enough. So my biggest concern is that why would Cassius, I mean, I may not have heard about it because, well, nobody really told me anything of much import anyway. I wasn't embraced then, but Cassius should at least know something. I mean, I find it hard to believe that this didn't cross his purview unless he was just being kept from various pieces of information.
Oh, see, I think that I don't know that I think he's like maliciously or like surreptitiously hiding something, but I can very much see us asking him and then him being like, "Oh, yeah, that. We took care of it and it was fine."
Either that, or he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't realize that was connected."
Yeah,
Oops.
exactly. That, yeah. Very, very that. I mean, I guess we can just ask him.
We could.
Okay, where's
Um,
Cassius?
Yeah, storytellers. Do we know if Cassius is around?
Cassius would probably be in his laboratory.
All right. Well, Jude, if you want to lead the way, let's go find Cassius.
Yep, Jude's going to the lab.
The lab is closed.
Knock, knock, knock.
There is kind of a little teeny tiny window ish thing that opens up, and you see there's a lot of what looks like marble on the other side. You hear, "What's the password?"
Jude looks at Abigail like, what? Password? Storyteller, I'm assuming this isn't something that I've heard before.
It is not.
Okay, great. Super duper. Do you know
I
it?
mean,
Do you know the password?
I don't know. Tasty thin bloods on level 1?
Mm.
I mean, I don't know.
And you can hear something unlocking on the other side.
Great. Love this for us. Okay.
And the door opens, and Brutus is standing there, like, ha, ha, ha.
Good one. Good
Oh,
one. Good one. Good one. You got me. You really got me. You did. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see around Brutus, you can see Cassius is there's various mixtures and fire and stuff like that, and tubes that he's kind of got set up that are, there's a fire underneath it. It's bubbling, kind of purplish liquid. There's various it's essentially looking like a mad scientist's getup right now.
Marty.
1.21 gigawatts.
Hey, Cassius, just some quick questions regarding our research. So it says this whole Bali thing keeps recurring every 66 years. Have you lived through this before? How did it go? Did you know about it?
And he's looking at various canisters, and he's not actually looking at you. He's like, can't say that I have. I probably lived through it, but if it wasn't widely reported, I probably wouldn't have known about it.
Now, storyteller, because we're reading about its recurrence, is there anything to say, oh, these were the things that helped suppress it, or these are the things that helped stop it, or this is what happened?
Nothing that you've come across yet. Just that there was
Okay.
kind of historical precedent for the Bali popping up, and then the Camarilla / Sabat / whoever happened to be in the area whack-a-moling them back down.
Okay, so I guess that just lends to everybody works together to make sure that it doesn't happen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And sorry, you got 8 successes, I think it was.
Yeah, 8 on a crit.
The last one was North America-ish. It was Mexico City, and the Sabat and the Camarilla actually worked together to destroy the Bali.
Yeah, because I was thinking Mexico City. I think that's Sabat usually. Interesting. Wow, that is shocking. How's it going in here, Cassius? What you working on?
Just some experiments.
Anything interesting? Any cool results?
Not really. Gonna have to tell a Carver that his experiment is fucking useless.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that you can do a PowerPoint for us once you've come up with some solutions.
A PowerPoint that you can't share with the rest of your coterie, obviously.
Of course not. I mean, we wouldn't do that. The last thing we need is Mordecai running around and doing blood sorcery.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, well, good luck. Thank you. See you later. And Jude is like out of there. Not interested in this anymore.
Abigail leaves as well.
And the door shuts behind you.
So, I mean, we're supposed to be picking up that package from that whoever it was on the radio the other night. Should we head down to Sandwich?
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess it'll be a while for everybody else, but I'll just text them. And so to the group chat, Jude will just text heading to Sandwich.
All right. The next one to wake up in the humanity, remind me, I believe is Duran. In theory.
Marginally.
Thereabouts.
Yeah, thereabouts.
So the kind of stereotypical thing happens with Duran. There's the books laid out for the two different shops. There is kind of newspaper set out for different things with certain bits highlighted that may or may not be vampires / kindred related, or I'm not sure if you expanded that to supernatural related, given the current state of everything.
Oh yeah, with everything that's going on, yes.
There is one that's it's circled in red. It's from a personal ad, and it says, "Hi, my name's Trinity, and I'm a vampire. If you like being or you want to be a vampire, you can come to the Coffin Club dance club night to come and see us."
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna tear that one out and just slide it into my pocket. I'm also going to, at different points in the early evening, get together the ghouls, because Francis should be back by this point, and being able to work in the city again, and Resica, and the spirits that I am dealing with, which we'll have to work some magic with later in between games.
Okay.
And basically let them know that the Haven is now going on a war footing.
And Francis is like, what does that exactly mean?
Oh, that means while you're inside, you go armed. If you're outside, and it's possible to do it without getting picked up, you go armed. If you get picked up, you call me immediately through one of the shops. We have people to take care of this sort of thing. We are expecting people to kick in the door with guns going at any time. At the same time, if somebody rings the doorbell, do not just blaze away. I've seen that happen, and that is the way you lose so many delivery people.
Don't shoot the messenger. Got it.
See, it is a sad thing. Make sure it's an idiot before you shoot them.
Right.
So, and the same thing with the various spirits that I've got. As I'm going to arrange that they are going to be spending more time around my area, except of course when I'm in Sandwich.
Okay. So kind of like leaving fetters around the shop type thing.
Yeah, no, like having fetters in my pockets for
the
most part, so that I've got a roving warning system. And messenger system as well, even though yeah, I wouldn't be able to send them to send messages to any other coterie, other Hecata. I will also start framing some missives to send to Venice about this situation, noting that there have been members of the Hecata in the city, and seeing what other resources that we can get pointed towards Vancouver.
Okay.
And then I will give it about half an hour, and about the time, it's going to take me half an hour to do all this. So I'm pretty sure he's awake. So then I will phone Mordecai's mansion.
All right. Mordecai, you're getting a call. As you're waking up,
What? What, Jude?
It's not Jude. Do I sound like Jude?
Oh, well, this is a surprise. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. Wakey, wakey. Something. I don't know. Make a rhyme to go with it. So it sounds perky and wonderful, and you want to wake up. Two quick things. So there's the Succubus Club, which we still have to go take care of. And a couple of other clubs that we've been to. Have you heard of one called the Coffin Club?
I've heard of it.
Apparently
it's on my list.
There are vampires there advertising in the personals, which means they're groupies, and we should go and see what they can be tapped for ghouls or whatever. I can always use a new source of vitae. So we will have to go to the Coffin Club at some point. I am expecting that we are meeting at Sandwich tonight. See?
I haven't looked.
Bueno.
You're literally catching me in my birthday suit.
And?
I'm just saying. I actually don't even remember if it's my birthday or not.
Bueno. Well, happy whatever. Happy, what is today? Tuesday, Friday. Happy day that ends in Y. I don't know.
Exactly. And what is on the agenda this evening?
There is a package that's supposed to come from our mysterious benefactor.
Oh, yes, that.
See?
The hunters that aren't hunters.
Yeah, or hunters who are hunting other hunters or something. I don't know. It's turtles all the way down, as Senor Cato said. And then we'll see what else there is to do tonight. I mean, most of the city is quote unquote locked down, which means one of two things is going on. Either people are breaking the lockdown and ignoring it and acting as they're supposed to, in which case we can go around and smack some people upside the head.
No one's
and
doing
tell them to behave and show them that this has, some weight behind it. Or everyone is sitting in their havens and keeping their heads down, in which case we have run of the city. So, I mean, either way,
I think we should stop at the Coffin Club on the way to.
I don't know about the Coffin Club tonight, but I am thinking the Coffin Club. We want to stop at the Succubus Club as well. We want to have a little chat with the management there, and a couple of other places. You and I should organize a little business visitation trip around the city to a couple of interesting locations where we need to make sure that Prince Jude's interests are being attended to. Wink, wink.
Yes.
I'm winking, not using this.
We are here.
Thing. So this video phone thing. So
we are here at the service of Prince Jude.
Okay, see. Sure, we can go with that. That is good. I'm not putting that on a t-shirt though.
There's enough things on the t-shirt as it is. Buy our merch.
See. See. I guess I will, the usual time we will aim for a sandwich, and then we'll hang out there and bother Gretchen until the rest of them show up, unless they're already there, at which point we'll bother Gretchen anyways. Bueno, excellent. I will leave you to your waking, whatever it is that you do to wake up, petting snakes or however you call it. I will see you in an hour or so.
Inappropriate.
Always. How could I not be?
Meanwhile,
Bueno.
like porn star dancing is playing like boom, boom, boom in the background, sort of thing. Like, nothing's happening here at all.
No, I'm sure. But the theme music is
Worship.
pretty awesome for nothing happening. Well, different people worship different things. You know how it is. Yeah, my family's big in the cult thing too. Yeah.
True. See you there.
See, I will see you there. And then I will prep to head to Sandwich. So you can, now that Mordecai's awake, you can go have a chat with Mordecai.
First off, let's stop over with
Jaw's awake before me.
Ja. Rewind half an hour. What is Ja up to?
Ja has gotten up and gotten straight to work. And probably doing the most smart thing he can think of is going straight to the police and using his identity of what is it? Gerald Carlton, Inspector Carlton, and is working with the detectives here to see if there's any strange activity happening within the city. Because one of the things that Ja's been putting his time and effort into off camera is working to have the police on their side.
That is a good plan. So, I'm going to get a roll from you. I'm just trying to figure out what the roll would be. Let's do a charisma or manipulation, whichever you prefer, and investigation.
Storyteller, may I use my dots that I've put into
You certainly can.
my influences for police? All right, because otherwise this roll would not be worth a diddly damn.
That's why I gave you the option between charisma and manipulation. It's like, come on, you can do either one.
Yeah. You said charisma, manipulation, or manipulation and
Investigation.
investigation. Sweet. All right. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna blow some willpower.
All right.
Oh yeah. That is 6 successes.
6 successes. You can only find the odd rumor, and when you press anybody on it, they don't have anything more than what you've actually just heard. The rumor going around is that there's some unusual CSIS activity. And for everybody playing the home game, CSIS is kind of like Canada's FBI, give or take. So there's unusual activity in the city, but nobody knows quite what's up. Like there's the odd time where somebody would, like a police car would drive down a certain road and they'd see it already blocked off and CSIS badges would be flashed. They would basically be told to hit the bricks and they wouldn't be able to do much. Like they'd radio it in. They'd be told by higher ups that, yeah, there's nothing we can do if they're CSIS, and we've heard that CSIS is in the area. Like, we can't do anything.
Cool. I don't need you to go any further than that, but tell me where they are in their movements. That's it.
There's several spots. There's one in Surrey. There's one in Richmond, and there's one in downtown Vancouver.
Sweet. If those change, let me know immediately.
Can do.
Thanks a bunch. Have a great one. Fuckers. Can't ever find out shit.
Turns out
but after that, I'd be checking, checking. I don't have a phone anymore. Fuck that. So Ja would just go to Sandwich.
Okay. And I believe Mordecai is up next after the phone call from Duran waking him up.
Usual thing. Throws on a robe. Remembers to tie it halfway down the stairs. Standard check-in with the warrior, the priest, and what was the other one? There was a special term for them now. And see that everything is running swimmingly, everything is preparing in motion for the arrival of family. Passive aggressive hello to the snakes.
Still indifferent.
Never going to buy animalism. I'm not going to spend 7 XP just to get sass from a fucking snake.
Trying to lean you into it.
You want to give it to me for free? I'll take the animalism one.
I do not.
Well, then we're at an impasse.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of stuck.
Sorry. I was trying to do math in my head as to how far I actually had to spend in order to become a snake.
It's not too far off.
It's not too far off. But Duran planted a thing in my head, so I want to go to the Coffin Club first.
The Coffin Club is not until 3 nights from now, upon checking.
The thingy, okay. The actual date of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a club itself. It is a club night. Which is a real club night. Check it out.
Trying to get them to sponsor.
Yeah, I wish.
All right. Well then, I guess we will. I'll let everyone know to plan for 3 nights from then in order to make an attendance at the Coffin Club.
In the group chat?
No. My minions.
Oh, okay.
The family, my family. Because I don't imagine Jaw's going to want to be anywhere near a bunch of posing neophytes. Otherwise, he'd probably end up stabbing them through the face or something. I'm trying to preserve the masquerade here.
Is that what you're calling this?
I am doing this out of kindness of my heart.
Stabbing is not breaking the masquerade. Humans do it all the damn time.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Heart? What? Mordecai? What's that?
My heart is pure. I can know this because it's on the shelf over there. All right.
That's another ministry power.
That's level 5. I can do that, or what's the level 5 power for Protean?
Turn into something.
Turn into a bigger snake.
It's mist form.
Oh, can I do that?
No.
Oh, why not? That's an awesome form.
Because you have to buy it.
Oh, I want to buy that instead of turning into many snakes. Yeah, so we're going to, I guess, look at the texts to see.
Pretty much, I think it's only the one from Jude saying, like, head to Sandwich.
Well, very interesting evening. I had to be woken up early for this. All right. Going to then, I guess, say my goodbyes, top up if I need to, which I don't. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think you do. Unless you mean top up.
Not in my house. You don't shit where you eat. It's not it. No.
That's fair.
Bad. And yeah, I guess we will head to
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
All right. now that everybody's kind of on their way to Sandwich, let's fast forward to there. Yeah, I automatically assume that Mordecai waking up is kind of like the beginning of Clerks, where he just kind of folds himself out of the closet,
15-minute dress up,
scrambles for the phone, like, I'm not even supposed to be in today. Also, something that I would like to let everybody in the playing the home game know is that Prince actually mentioned a influences type thing, which we are using the influence book that is released on Storyteller's Vault by the Masquerader or Kelly Black. I will provide a link over there for it. It's actually a really good resource. It's based on the old influences from the Mind's Eye Theater stuff, which were amazing. And if you want to kind of organize the backgrounds of everybody and have like the ability to go into police influences or underworld influences, street influences, definitely pick that up. It's a lot of organization in there, and it's amazing. So let's fast forward to Sandwich. First to arrive would probably be Jude and Abigail.
So I guess as they're arriving, Abigail is wanting to put up sentient or not sentient, yeah, sentient scene, sorry. So she wants to just check and see if there's any NOS waiting for them anywhere outside.
All right, that'd be a witty specs roll. Wits and aspects.
I'll do so as well. Ugh, 2.
Yeah, only 2 successes for me too. It's
Yikes.
gonna be
So you both blink a few times, open your senses to the supernatural that is around you. You see the kind of like the pillar thing that is around Sandwich again, that keeps the ghosts out, and you can't really see anything else. There doesn't seem to be. You don't see any like auras of Nosferatu that are just hanging out outside the shop or anything. You just see that there's a few things maybe inside that were involved in a magical ritual at some point, but they don't seem to really have anything magical about them now.
Is Gretchen there?
Gretchen is there. Are you both going inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's busy behind the counter, making sure that the day shift kept all the books and everything and made sure that sales were tracked and logged and stuff like that.
Hey Gretchen.
Hey.
How's it going here?
It's going. We're making some money, but it's not compared to the money that we're spending on inventory and pay and stuff like that. We're not making a massive amount, but we're making money.
I am gonna sit down at some point with Duran to go over like some kind of business tactic, but we have bigger fish to fry right now, I'm afraid.
All right.
So as long as we're still profitable, I'd say that's working. We can reevaluate in the near future.
Do you want me down there?
Do you want to be down there?
Not really. It seems kind of boring.
It's a lot of things. Boring, I'm not sure is a way I would describe it. But fair enough. I'll let you know anything important.
All right. And she goes back to the kind of large computer monitor thing because essentially this system was set up back in the 80s when IBM was signing contracts for lifetime warranty without specifying that companies can't do lifetime warranties. Yeah,
Well,
it's an IBM thing. And at that point, is Abigail saying anything to Gretchen or just going.
Abigail's saying hello. She's being
Okay.
polite. Giving a smile, saying, "I hope all is well today."
Oh yeah, everything. Well, we could be making more money, but short of
you come to.
short of using the like you want to buy stuff, I don't really know how I would.
I mean, are you getting what you need, though? I mean, I know that Jude is
Blood,
providing
yeah.
you with education and providing you with food and things like that. Do you feel like
I mean,
there's anything else that you want that Jude
I'm
and I can perhaps put our heads together and get for you?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm saving a fortune on groceries.
I mean, that is a thing, and I'm assuming rent too.
Well, no, not really. Like I still have my place, and I'm still getting paid from here. But the not having a grocery bill like every week is absolutely phenomenal.
I would imagine so. Well, I mean, at least that gives you a bit of spending money and things like that.
I think Jude actually maybe she had started to move on, but like when she heard that, I think she kind of like looks backward to Gretchen and goes, "Oh, I've actually been meaning to ask you like what is your feeding style? How is that developed for you?
I have no idea. I've just
You
been
just do it?"
well, yeah. I've been kind of, for the most part, locked down in the chantry. So I've just been getting like
Yeah.
their spare they have a fridge.
Oh, yeah, that
and
works.
that tastes okay to you.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cold, but you throw it in the microwave for a couple seconds. I found that 21 seconds is like pretty much what you got to do.
Oh,
You just need
interesting.
you need the right mug or the right size of mug. It has to be ceramic. You put it in for 21 seconds and then you're good to go.
Oh, perfect.
Good to know.
Point of order. I would like to know why the storyteller knows it's exactly 21 seconds.
No, you don't.
Abigail turns
Ooh.
to Prince Jude and says, "So she is what they call a bagger, then, and that's actually pretty good, because as long as she can get what she needs from the chantry, that means that she doesn't have to go anywhere else, and that
Yeah.
might actually be better than most situations."
Agreed.
I mean, I'm not
And
really particularly fond of teaching somebody how to hunt, so.
yeah. And with that, Jude is headed toward going toward the basement area.
All right.
Abigail just asks a quick question of Gretchen. Gretchen, there wasn't a package dropped off for us here, was there?
Yeah, there was.
Oh. Okay. Jude?
And she goes in the back.
What's this about teaching someone how to hunt?
We don't have to. Hello, Jar. How's it going?
I'm here.
The bell goes off as Ja enters.
Jude, apparently that package arrived.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect.
And Gretchen comes back out with a kind of, it's about this thick, like a manila envelope that is legal sized. And it has Jude kind of, it's not really good writing, but it's kind of sharpied on the side of it.
And with
Okay.
Sensi Unseen, there's nothing weird on it or anything like that.
Wits and aspects.
So it's not still turned on?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Well, like this is like you're focusing on this. Unless you want
Right,
to go
okay.
with 2 successes.
No, I'm good.
No, I do
right.
not. I would like some more, please.
I mean, if you want, you could go with 2 successes and you'd be like, yep, that's a brown
I
vanilla
mean, I'm
envelope.
going with 2 successes anyway, so.
I've got 3.
There's a hint of magic on this, but you can't quite like you've seen it before where it's just like somebody who has had magic kind of related like in their blood type thing, kind of they've used magic in the past. Someone like that has touched this.
Oh,
So yeah. Some magical residue.
that's well, I mean, I guess that's interesting. They have something that belongs to us or belongs to another of our creatures of the night around here. That's or creatures of the day, depending.
And it's at
Um,
this point Duran and Mordecai would likely be showing up.
hello. Good day. How's it going?
Gentlemen,
Okay.
Mordecai.
Strolling. Buongiorno, amici mia. How is the
Everybody's
Sundown
upstairs?
Appreciation Club and Sundown Appreciation League and Book Club this evening? Gretchen?
Well,
Still here, still kicking, so happy in that regard. And Jude like holds up the package and she's like, we should go check this out.
Oh, downstairs, and I wore white. Crap. Okay.
Yeah.
and just so
I
that
haven't
you're
learned
all
your lesson
aware,
yet.
just so that you're all aware, there's some magic on this, and and I mean, there's some magic on this. So either they had somebody deliver it who had magic, or whoever was putting it together had magic. But either way, they have something of magic orientation, and I don't think it's
No
the
one said
holy
that
kind of
hunters
magic.
can't be mages or something like that.
See,
I was
so
just
so
thinking that.
so you're saying a mage touched it?
It may have been a mage. It may have
Possibly.
been changeling. I don't know. May have been one of us. For all I
Trying to
know.
cover all the bases here.
So somebody touched it. Okay.
Well,
See.
but it has. Okay, never mind. My point was that it has magic. It's one of those things that we should be aware of. That they have things like that.
And Jude is like walking forward, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Ja, I had a question for you."
Really?
Yeah. I know before in the basement you were making like some like knives and stuff like that. I was wondering, do
Yes.
you do any woodworking?
No.
Oh, all right.
Why do you ask?
Um, I just want to
You need a
get like
timeout steak for Gretchen?
no, but I do want steaks so I can dispatch people who, you know, are making trouble. Because
I
I'm
could
like,
probably do
actually, like,
something
where do
with a
you get
chair leg
those?
if you want. It'll be serviceable.
Cool. And Jude will use the key.
The stairs slide down, making the stone on stone noise.
I close the doors after everyone gets down.
See, I'm making my players paranoid at this point. Yeah, the stairs slide back up after everyone makes their way downstairs. I believe Ja's been trying to put in kind of a ventilation type system to clear out some of the smog / particles of metalworking. So that'll save Duran's suit a little bit.
Jude's got a stain eraser pen in her bag. It's fine. Go over the whole thing. So as soon as the stairs are up and everything is secure, Jude is opening the package.
So in the package, there is a bunch of kind of the brown folders that you would see in any kind of like banking type situation. There's names kind of written on each one: Jude, other, Abigail, Mordecai. And if you open them, there's a few photos of each of you in your respective folders, and a slight, like, there's like little notes. It's kind of like a legal notepad. There's notes of like, possibly lives here, possibly lives here. For Duran, it's like possibly lives at one of the shops, possibly lives at the other one of the shops. It's like they have done an investigation on you, but they haven't quite narrowed down exactly where you live in the city. They just kind of have noted a bunch of stuff. For Mordecai, it's fucking...
I was gonna say, I literally have
There's
fame.
a Google Maps printout with like a dot on it.
Big
Like,
X.
He's right here.
And Jude will make sure everyone, like, give everybody their individual file to look through, basically.
But it's basically kind of something that your average PI would be able to kind of find out, but it's not massively specific. It's basically just kind of an overview of like suspected thin bloods or suspected blank bodies, and they're trying to like suss out more information about you. There's a file on Gretchen, and one of the notes that sticks out to all of you in the Gretchen folder, if you're reading through that, is that they have it narrowed down to her very specifically as to where she lives, because she is not at all covering her tracks. And there's a big kind of like written in pen thing of no food with it underlined several times.
And Jude's face definitely like looks sour as she's reading this part about Gretchen. Storyteller, is there any other information about Gretchen in this? Since it's been kind of hard for me to get information out of her. Like, did they observe anything that I don't know?
Going through the folder of her information, it's like, all right, fine. I'm going to go to the SI. They'll know about you. So yeah, it's went to UB, or went is in past tense to UBC. Works at Sandwich. It's kind of vague from there. Like, it's just basically, like I mentioned, the overall kind of, you could probably tell that with all the information that they have about any of you, that it's probably within the last month that they've started tracking this down. Like, there's one for Bowen, there's one for Virginia Slims, there's one for Blackhawk, there's one for, like, you're not sure why there's different kind of Karen and Barbara names like that, but when you open them up, you basically completely and utterly recognize that these are the Toreador Mean Girls. Like, there's a lot of information in here on various kindred of the city. There's no Nosferatu.
Abigail goes over and reaches over and says, I'd just like to, I'd like to take a look at these ones, and plucks out the ones about the Toreador Mean Girls and just kind of spreads them out on a table and takes a look.
Same sort of thing. Vague information. Like North Van, live possibly at this mansion, possibly at this mansion, maybe over here in this condo. Just like extremely vague information.
Jaws over your shoulder looking at this, just in case I need a hit list. It might have to be information I know, but I don't need it right now. We'll just file that back here somewhere.
Abigail kind of looks over at Jaw and says, they're just so petty. It's so unnecessary, and I'm not particularly a fan. I mean, you deal enough of that when, you're in the tech industry as a woman, and then you have to deal with these little shits.
Is this
I'm
a
too
long
old
way
for
of
this
me saying
shit.
you want to put a hit out on them? I can make
No.
them disappear pretty easily. This would
No.
not be hard at all.
No, I think it's one of those things where I'll file it for future reference in case it's necessary, but right now it's okay. But I thank you for the sentiment. I appreciate that.
Fine, I would have enjoyed it.
In the Gretchen file, is there a surname?
Smith.
Great. Smith. Cool.
Yay, we got something.
It's something.
Just a crumb. Okay. Is there my other question about all of these documents is that this is all like kind of present day information. There's no sense of like they have a history on us of our previous like things that we've done.
No. It seems like, from what you can tell from all of the different files, they started maybe about a month ago, and it's all kind of like eyes on information. Kind of like, there's the odd picture of one of you, like, you can definitely tell it's from across the street, like zoomed in, or from a building where they're looking down and taking a photo. Like, it's not extremely specific information, and for those of you with masks, it's not any of that information. They just have kind of like, it seems like something may have happened that they tried to keep an eye on you, but it's just super vague information. And there's a note of like, there's one particular folder that is kind of like trying to track the movements. There's like a bunch of different maps in it, and there's a couple of photos of what could be Chauncey and what could be the Baroness, but they don't look like you have seen them. Like, the Baroness is tall and she's got very striking, like, slender elf like features, pointed ears, like the high cheekbones. And the photo that you're seeing kind of looks like it could be her, but it's not. And like, it doesn't look at all elfish. It doesn't look like Chauncey. Kind of looks like just a regular kind of portly, mildly overweight, short man. And there's like kind of like, you would assume that if this was a map you saw on a wall, that there would be like thumbtacks in, but they have like little dots all around the convention center. So you're kind of getting the feeling that it's possible that that particular thing wasn't necessarily geared for you, that it might have been trying to clear out other supernaturals as well.
Or they think Chauncey and the Baroness are part of ours.
Right. And upon seeing that with Chauncey and the Baroness, I think Jude be kind of puzzled. She's like, I only thought they gave a shit about kindred. Like, now
Speaking
they're watching other people.
No, hunters give a shit about supernaturals.
Are any werewolves? Or anybody that we just don't know?
There is one
mages
for Mr. Johnson.
What's his real name?
His real name is
Johnson.
Blah. I can't remember at the moment. I will look
His
at
name
notes.
is Crap Blah.
Crap
It's
Blah.
French.
Yeah.
Crêpe bleu.
Crappe.
Crêpe bleu.
Yeah, there is a different name from what you've been calling. There's in that same sort of bundle. There's also one for a homeless person looking type person named Bob. But this homeless person looks kind of like almost like Cro-Magnon in features, like a huge sloped forehead. Like it, if you didn't know any like what werewolves actually look like in the part human part wolf form, you would assume that this would be a werewolf because they have a picture of like the hand and there's like a pentagram on it. Like it seems weird. Kind of looks like they're just keeping an eye on this guy, that he may be suspected of werewolf like activity. There's also there's definitely one for Magni, and there is so many kind of like not they're not red flags, but there's like pieces of paper, like it looks like this was taken out of a larger file folder, and there's red kind of tabs on every single piece of paper that mentions Magni, and you're getting kind of the hint that this is like you should not engage with
Don't go
this
anywhere near
person
this guy.
at all. Like avoid at all costs.
I shook his hand.
Yeah, like if you see this particular person coming, don't be there.
Interesting.
And run.
Any mage info?
There's a couple you can't identify. There is one.
Why would they send us all of this?
There's a photo of somebody who's sitting, what you can tell, kind of in a loft of, kind of like an office building. It looks like it's like super telephoto lens taken from a fair bit away, and it looks like there's holograms that are near them, and they're wearing like a large kind of VR headset, and they've got kind of what looks like Nintendo Power Gloves on that are hooked up to like a large computer system, and they're moving their hands.
Okay. Anything in here that has any relationship to demons, Bali, anything like that?
There is a folder that's basically completely at the bottom, and it is kind of some information from what you can tell, like waking up, and there's like a couple of sheets of paper that look like somebody just like grabbed the pen with their fist and started scrawling almost to the point that it ripped through the paper. The name Bali is on there, Asher. It almost looks like they had someone have a kind of psychic premonition, and then they got them to like write down what it is that they saw. And the name Jude is on there. Duran. Ja is written several times down the page and down the page and down the page. Like, you know, no beer and no TV, make Homer something something type scrawling.
That tracks. Okay.
Didn't mention me, so that's good.
So Jude's just like continuously like swapping the folders and looking through everything, and she's like, okay, so they've got all this stuff, which is kind of mid, honestly. Like, it's a lot of it's pretty vague. Now, I mean, the things that stand out to me is gotta have a chat with the Toreador about being obvious and potentially breachy. Also, talk to Gretchen.
Gretchen, definitely. I think maybe she needs a bit more guidance, and I'm not saying you're not giving her enough guidance, but you're new to this as well. I mean, I don't know anything about being a parent. So maybe
I
it's one of the.
mean, neither do I. I never
That's
planned
what
on
I'm
it.
saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I
it's
actively avoided it in life, like doing whatever I could to avoid it.
exactly. So, and it's. I'm not trying to insult you, Jude. I'm just saying that
I'm not
maybe
insulted.
maybe we just need to give her, like, I can help if you wish, give her, or maybe we can all help give her a bit of training on how to not breach the masquerade, how to keep the SI off her back, because I mean this is a lifelong lesson, or unlifelong lesson, or whatever, that is she's going to need to keep if she wants to preserve herself and not be hunted. So I mean it's worth considering after we um, deal with all of this, perhaps deal with getting Gretchen some education.
Yeah, it's going to be ongoing, I think. And I'm just going to have to figure it out. It is my responsibility. Um okay. So now we have all of this. Now what? They've been busy. They've been peeping every supernatural corner. They got tabs on the convention center.
This is
You know,
paparazzi level shit.
no, I know,
don't have
but
anything
I'm
good.
just like, right.
Didn't
That's
even
what
make
I'm
it
saying.
inside
It's
the
mid.
mansion. I'm almost embarrassed. I should have invited them in. I mean, want to learn something about me? Come on inside. But
Right.
none of these are even my good shot.
Uh,
Terrible photography.
well, I mean, I guess I appreciate the fact that they're like sending all this stuff over, but like we don't actually know, is this all they have? Is this just the surface level stuff that they're sending to kind of placate us in a way? Um
Well, and they're sending us all this stuff when we specifically just wanted really the information that they had on the ballet and the unnamed or whatever it is, and how they feel that they could help us. Are they actually helping us by sending us information about the Toreador and all that, other than the fact that they're masquerade breachy and maybe we should rein them in? We already knew that.
yeah, I mean, obviously they have an agenda to based on all of this surveillance. They want something, or they're also trying to stop this Bali thing. And Jude goes back to the page where like the premonition scrawling is on, and she kind of like looks at that again, and she's like, it looks like they had someone in their ranks that had a premonition and wrote all this stuff down. So it's knocking at their door too. Like they wouldn't be giving us a fraction of this if they didn't feel that they had something to gain by working with us, even in an extremely temporary sense.
Yeah, their asses must be on fire somewhere.
Exactly. They're in a bad spot, I'm assuming.
This would be like the Avengers teaming up with Thanos. There has to be a reason for that. Something real big and real bad is out there.
Yeah, and what Abigail and I were reading is that every time this recurs, this Bali thing every 66 years, that very disparate kindred forces come together to suppress it. Like straight up Camarilla and Sabat coming together. They did it in Mexico City. So like the historical precedent is there for this sort of all these usual enemies coming together to stop very dangerous and urgent threat. So I mean, I'll take this temporary thing.
Is anyone paying attention to the monitors?
I think Jude's pretty
And
wrapped up in the documentation.
Jai's always got his eye to the monitors. Every time he's here, he's like, tink, 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 tink. Yeah.
In which case, Ja would probably notice that there is movement on the monitors.
What kind of movement?
There's
If
somebody,
it's not Gretchen, Jai is letting people know immediately.
Yeah, there's somebody who walked in, and you definitely recognize that it is Bo and Rico.
Oh. The sheriff's here.
And that's
weird.
That's a good point for a bit of a break. So, come on back in about 7 minutes, everybody. Go rehydrate, dehydrate, get yourself a snack, make a sandwich. You should have plenty of time, 7 minutes. And yeah, come on back for the second half, and it's going to be very interesting for the season finale. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And as you can see by my plaid and my hair being out of its ponytail, they're going to be meeting with the sheriff who has just arrived at the Sandwich. So, how are you going to be greeting said sheriff?
Jude looks at Jaw. Is it cool to bring him down here, or should we go up there?
I suppose if we can't trust him down here, then what the fuck are we doing this for?
Yeah, true. Okay, well, I'll go
I'll
up
get him.
and
It's
I'll
fine.
okay.
And I open up, make my way upstairs,
Okay.
and I'm just like, you, come on.
Are you pointing at Bo and Rico?
Yeah.
He just gives you a look like, are you addressing moi?
He's got to be used to my communication style by this point.
Oh, he is. He still doesn't like it.
It
He
really doesn't
eventu-
matter what he likes or dislikes.
Yeah, he eventually just walks over to
Come
you like,
Come on. We can't speak around this young one. It's weird. Just come. Shit, man.
you don't trust Jude's child.
No.
He keeps walking.
Who do you think I actually trust?
If you're smart,
I guess that's what y'all hear as I walk down the stairs. Who do you think I trust?
if you're smart, you don't trust anybody.
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to our secret hideout.
Sheriff?
Prince,
Stairs slide up.
Sheriff, are you well this evening?
but as well as every other evening, I suppose.
Why are you here?
What have you got for us here?
There are problems.
No
Sure.
shit.
Clearly, nobody really liked what you said yesterday.
I mean, that's expected. That was what I thought, but it doesn't really matter what they like. It's about being safe.
You'd like to think so.
So what are the problems then? Is it as a result of that?
Not necessarily. See, enforcement is becoming a bit of a problem.
In what way?
I only have control of downtown Vancouver.
Okay.
There's
are
the
you saying?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, downtown Vancouver, but Prince Jude's territory is much bigger than that. Who is it your deputies who are enforcing around in the other parts, or are you talking about the Anarch parts?
Talking about the Anarch parts.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a different story.
There's the odd
I have
thing.
a question. Go
Go
for
ahead.
it. Say what you need to.
There's the odd
Nope.
thing I broke up here and there. Just tonight. Couple Toreador meeting. The few brouhaha here and there hanging out in the rack. They
Okay.
seemed to scatter like rats when I showed up, but it's easier than the alternative.
Any repeat offenders?
Not tonight. It's only been about 24 hours or so since your like appeal of competency.
Okay, so you broke up some stuff. Some like saw you and ran away. Like, what other problems are we talking about here?
Talking about the Anarch territories.
Okay, what's happening?
I've sent Blackhawk and Virginia down to see if there's any issues in those areas and to keep an eye on them.
Okay.
And clearly they haven't gotten the message that the SI is in town.
Storyteller, have I heard from Vincent at all in the past couple of nights?
You have not.
Okay. So what is the best way to deliver the message then?
The best way for you or the best way for me?
You're in charge of enforcement, so
If you want to give me permission to go into Anarch territory and enforce, I can do so.
Man, we
May I
should have
add
stopped.
something here? How much do
I'll
we
go.
care about these anarchs?
need to bust some heads for a while now.
I mean, if they thin the herd,
Road trip?
so be it. I don't really care.
Shaw,
don't
are you
have to.
saying
Vincent doesn't want to protect his people. And that's on him.
Well, to be fair, though, he hasn't gotten back to Jude, and that might mean that he doesn't actually know what's going on. I mean, he should know better than to allow masquerade breaches that would bring the SI upon the entirety of them,
No.
but
They're
the whole not gathering.
They're not technically masquerade breaches. They're gatherings.
right, which we don't want right now. So listen, I understand that it's like, should we just let them go and dig their own graves or whatever? But I don't think I don't want there to be unnecessary destruction, because that's just going to put further cracks in the kindred city structure. Like, it's already very tenuous. I feel like to outright leave them to be potentially destroyed by the SI, I don't know if that's the move.
What do you mean by unnecessary destruction?
I was just about to ask.
Wow, so
Because
I really have to put it
I
into
said
facts and
Unnecessary.
figures.
Just hear me out. The Second Inquisition or the Church or whatever the fuck they want to be called, they don't make it. They try not to be messy if they can avoid it too.
Also, they don't really
True.
have a distinction between our factions.
They don't. It behooves them to keep this sort of thing quiet too, because, if the general public found out that we existed, it'd probably be pretty bad for them too.
But if they're
So-
having gatherings, then
May I
that's putting a target.
Then
Go
it's
ahead,
a
Abigail.
bar fire.
may I offer a different perspective on this?
Sure.
Please.
I understand that, no loss really felt if the anarchs are taken out by the SI. But the problem is that we already know that the SI might not actually take them out. They might be experimenting on them. And if that's the case, then that is not only, I'm fairly certain against Geneva Conventions and things like that, but it's also giving away our secrets. Because the kind of experiments that they're doing, the more experiments that they do, the better that they can hit against the rest of us.
And the more
Then
they
the
more
learn.
better
powerful
you.
they can become.
Sorry for that, but I mean, yeah,
Which,
Sheriff,
experimenting on kindred.
go ahead.
what's your perspective here
Well,
about how we should proceed?
I'm in the same mind, I believe, as your seneschal, Ja. What do you define as unnecessary destruction? My point
I
being,
guess I'm talking. Right.
my point being, if they continue to gather, I'm guessing you may even want to give them a warning first. But if they continue to gather, thumbing their nose at the Camarilla Prince, then a more strong response would be required.
Or you give a warning and say, hey, this is the situation in the city. We're trying to keep everybody safe here. And then they're like, like, screw you. I'm not doing that. Then cool, be taken out by the SI. Why should we extend further resources if they're going to like issue a measure that's purely for safety and no other reason?
If you have a cancerous boil, do you cut it off yourself or do you wait for it to fall off?
Depends on whether or not, as Abigail pointed out, that cancerous boil is getting experimented on.
Then we stop the experimentation. And we stop the partying by dealing with it ourselves.
You want us to become enforcers?
It's what we were before
Not.
we assumed the mantle of power.
I mean, I'm assuming I can't do that.
You can declare each and every one of them anathema to the city.
You
I meant
absolutely
me
could.
going out and enforce. That's what I was.
I mean, if you want to, you can. It's a danger, at which point then if you get killed, then we have to hold this whole power struggle thing again.
Kind of figured that was my job.
Right.
I mean, you can give out destruction rights. You can call blood hunts. You can start a war if you want. My point is that cleaner than letting the Second Inquisition take them? Experiments or not. I don't have a right answer to this. Just offering some perspective.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to have all of these different perspectives. Like, that's important to me. Now, Sheriff, do you think that the Anarchs like didn't get the message, or that they are actively disregarding the message about the lockdown?
No idea.
That's unfortunate. Jude is gonna take out her phone, and on her encrypted channel to Vincent, she's just gonna be like question mark, like a bunch of question mark, like what's going on, like need to hear from you, basically.
There's no response right now.
Fair enough, but just wanted to send that out into the ether. I'm trying to continue to get communication from Vincent to see if I can get his perspective on this. I'm kind of like concerned that I haven't heard from him, because I thought there was at least some rapport there. So
You are a Camarilla Prince.
Abigail is, I think, going to take out her phone at the same time and actually try and send a message to Cody, because Cody should be with Vincent. And just send a message to Cody saying, hey, are you with your boss?
Nope, working door.
while the cat is biting me, would then Abigail's going to send back, can you please tell him to contact Jude?
Okay.
All right. Abigail turns to Jude and says, I sent a message to Cody. I'm maybe he can get Vincent to send you a message back.
I mean, we could go over to the bar, see what's going on for ourselves. Have you been over there, Sheriff, at all?
I've not. Got my hands full here.
Right. Damn.
You really think it's the best idea to go to an Anarch bar after becoming Prince of the Camarilla?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was just I was looking for that personal connection with Vincent to see if there was something that could be gained from that, but you're probably right. Because my thing
you're
is that
muted, Jeff.
yeah,
I'd certainly recommend that you play up on that personal connection, but meeting him on his territory, be it he has control or not, anarchs are all about freedom. And if they see you as a detriment to their freedom, then they may think of that as an opportunity to take you out, whether their Baron believes in it or not.
Taking out a Camarilla Prince would be a top target.
That'd be a feather in quite a few caps.
all right.
Don't
So
get me
no
wrong,
bar.
you are a true badass. But a group of Gangrel, Brula, and whatever the fuck else.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So I guess I'm stuck between give them their warning. If they disregard it, then whatever happens, happens. And the fact that if they do disregard, fall into the hands of the SI, and then the experiments begin, then they will learn even more than they already have. So I'm a bit stuck between those two concepts and sort of leaving them to their own devices to potentially, fall or to.
I think the sheriff and I both have another option.
Yeah,
We take charge of the situation. We make examples of them.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do.
May I suggest not ending any lives or unlives? May I suggest simply maybe talk more for a few days? I know that doesn't sound necessarily like what I mean, a message as opposed to a full out decimation.
Well, that just goes ahead and makes my job a whole fuck of a lot harder.
Can't make an omelet without breaking eggs.
Ultimately, if there has to be a couple that fall because they're not following the rules, it's going to be way less detrimental to the entire kindred population of Vancouver. So I think there will have to be a couple of examples if they step out of line. So
Ultimately,
Seneschal, Sheriff,
it's your call.
Yeah.
See,
no,
it's your call, but think about this for a minute. One of the deals you made was to allow Vincent the control of the anarchs in his area. You're going to make an example of a few of them. Do you think the rest will fall in line? I think you're stepping into a war.
okay, so but again, like where does that then so I issue a warning with as Mordecai would love to say, a wolf without teeth. So I
You
issue
have-
a warning they don't do anything.
You
then what?
you don't even have a wolf in there. If you issued a warning to another city, like, oh, I don't know, Los Angeles as an example, or Cleveland or something like that, would you expect them to listen to you? No, they are a different city. You gave control of that area to Senor Vincent. Now, your decision is let them do what they want or go in and take control.
From what I heard, Los Angeles has their own problems with the SI.
Oh, see, I'm just using an example of any other city. I could have used Toronto, Montreal, Boston, who knows? I mean, it's Vincent runs his area. You gave that to him as part of the deal in his support. In other words, they would not move into Vancouver. So your decision is you let them run it the way they want, or you go and take control. That's what it's coming down to. If you go to make examples of someone, you're stepping in to take control. Be prepared for the war.
I think of this. This makes me think of what rules we put in place. You cut off the head. If Vincent's anarchs keep getting out of line, then why go after the anarchs? Go after Vincent. Make an example at the head of the beast. Maybe you make him a martyr, but maybe, just maybe, you take someone else who wants his place. It is a little bit more easy to control.
So
Shoots them up a bit. A favor for a favor.
Is this, we've already got the fight on several fronts. Is this a new front we want to open up? This is what I'm asking.
Of course not. I'm not trying to open up another front. I'm trying to strike the balance between protecting the overall kindred population, regardless of sect.
You can't. You are the prince of the Camarilla kindred of Vancouver. Period. End of sentence. Any anarchs or Sabat or anyone else in this city will not listen to you, and you are not responsible for them.
I'm going to gather up the photos that have Bo and Rico.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are wandering far too into the weeds in this. We're focusing on the wrong enemy.
Agreed.
Senor Rico, you've been surveilled along with the rest of us.
Are you handing him the...
I'm handing him his photos and stuff.
He takes them. He starts flipping through them like...
The enemy is the SI. The SI is eliminated. We don't have experiments on wayward kindred that don't know any better. We avoid a war. We avoid needless bloodshed or destruction or decapitating hydras. Hail Hydra.
See, we are already at the war with the SI, with these hunters, the Society of Leopold. Why do we open up another war with the potential with the anarchs?
When and gestures
taking care of the Society of Leopold will mean that what the anarchs do is no big deal.
The anarchs are simpletons and buffoons.
So then we just leave it. And we focus on.
If we focus on the SI and
eliminating the SI,
the anarchs can continue their debauchery.
At several points, Senor Cato has mentioned the use of bait. This is a recognized method of hunting. You stake out the goat and you wait for the tiger to come. If the anarchs make lots of noise in their clubs and bang their pots and pans and the SI take notice, then the SI are looking towards that area to the east, and we're behind them. We get to walk up behind them and go, what you looking at? Oh, darn, look at this. I accidentally tore you open and eviscerated you while you were watching something else. Oops, silly me. I'm sorry. I will have to torment your spirit now for, I don't know, another 1,000 years just for something to do.
It's not
I guess
that he
that's
goes
even
into
better.
the violence. It's that he continues with the violence. This is what I love about Duran. He just keeps going.
Well, great. Even better. We have bait that don't even know they're bait. So perfect.
See?
So we stake out the bait, looking for someone that would obviously move against them.
We need to, the CI have been watching us. Not that it's a great watch. I mean, these pictures, I could hire someone for a couple $100 to give me this kind of crap. When you start to move against a family, then this is almost embarrassing. I'm really hoping whoever's been taking the pictures is not Sicilian, because oh wow, they no, it is missing any depth. We don't know who we're going. We know that there are hunters coming after us. We don't know who we're going at. That's our first step. Find out who these SI people are, the Society of Leopold.
So, your suggestion would be to wait, scope out the anarchs. Once the SI moves, then we have information.
Do we know more than one location that the anarchs are?
Oh, I know
doing?
several.
Great.
Excellent. I can put some of the detectives on it. We need people who can move at night and during the day.
Let's go babysit the kids.
Got it.
Storyteller.
See,
That's me.
When Abigail and I were researching at the Chantry, was there anything prescient about the Society of Leopold?
There wasn't really. Like,
Okay,
it's
just checking.
kind of you get like kind of a Da Vinci Code vibe of like secret society within a secret society within Section 37 type shit.
Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering.
And I guess another question, storyteller, would be, do we know who the other Anarch Barons are other than Vincent? Like, I know we have some couch barons and stuff like that, but do we have any the major
As
barons?
far as you can tell, Surrey is Vincent, Richmond is Christopher Summers.
And we don't have anything else?
Well, there's like the odd couch baron that are pretending to be in control of like this particular block, but there's nothing like those are the two major players down in that area.
Okay. So Abigail turns to the group and says, there is another baron that we can try and reach out to, potentially. I mean, there's Christopher Summers. I believe Bo Enrico knows him personally.
Sheriff,
Yeah, I know.
what's his deal?
Like, he came over from the Ottawa area, same as I did.
and where is he now?
Killing all of his NPCs.
He's in Richmond. He seems to be semi keeping an eye on things, but there's obviously outliers, much like in the same. It's downtown.
Oh, see.
And do you know if he's aware of the rules that the prince has put in place?
Not that I'm aware of, but he kind of kept it semi locked down anyway.
Bueno.
All right.
Okay, so we just basically get as many people as we can, like surveilling the anarchs and waiting for an opportunity.
Well, keep an eye on what is going on in the city.
Yeah.
I mean, and as well, there is no, if 2 or 3 Toreador get together or a couple of Bruja get together, whatever, there is no need to break that up. It is the large gatherings we want to
Right.
avoid. The 2 or 3 people, we have pretty much said, do not use the cell phones, do not use the computers, do not use the Zoom. You are telling everyone to isolate for who knows how long. So to have a couple of people get together as kindred
You
and
want to have your
friends.
board game night or play your
See,
Dungeons and Dragons?
Hang out on the
What the
street
fuck
corner
ever.
at the mall, whatever the 2 or 3 or 4 are going to do, fine. It's just we don't want any big salons, no Elysiums, no big gatherings.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if we're not allowed to do Zoom, everybody, there's a little red button down at the bottom. Just click on that.
No.
And if the SI are watching this, you can sponsor us just by contacting.
Yeah. Okay, so Sheriff, I know Seneschal, I know you said you might have some people available to start this kind of stakeout
Oh
situation.
yeah, there's a bunch of detectives or inspectors who don't have anything better to do.
Great.
Yeah, I can get Blackhawk and Virginia on it.
Okay, I think that's a good start. We'll have eyes on that, and then we can see how it all shakes out.
Fair enough. And he goes to leave, but he has no idea how to readjust the wall to go down.
Ja just watches him for a little while. Sees if he figures it out. If not, he eventually opens the door.
Is there like a secret password?
Yes,
Duran's
so
going to
she-
walk over and flip the
Try.
switch for him. Drop the stairs.
Mr. Giovanni, and he leaves.
Senorico. And once he's up the stairs fully, that's when I'll put them back up.
And just lift him up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Enrico's head sticking out of the table, like.
Well, okay. I feel like that's some kind of something, some kind of plan.
I do want it to be understood. I'm not advocating for starting a war with the Anarchs right now. I just mean if they get too far out of line, at some point, you might have to just handle some business.
Well, and I understand that at some point I'm going to have to make a show of force. That's inevitable.
See,
That
but
I
right now,
get that.
right now we have 2 fronts to focus on. We have the Bali thing, and we have the Society of Leopold thing.
Yeah.
Having a third is going to fracture us far too finely, in my opinion. And
I
you want to
guess
send people after the
my
fight.
concern, perhaps, is what do we think that they are learning through these experiments? Which, I mean, we've seen some of them in action. And how do we plan to stop? We can stop it here, but maybe we can stop it here. I don't know that for sure. But what if it's happening elsewhere? Does it make a difference? I believe they work in sort of isolated cells, but that's conjecture.
My responsibility is to this city alone. So stop it in
Your responsibility
Vancouver.
is to this city and the Camarilla of the city.
See, the Camarilla of the city and the Camarilla overall. If we stop it in Vancouver and find out information, passing that information to the princes of other cities or to others in the hierarchy, always a wise idea, because you don't want to stop it here and have them say, perfect it in Toronto, and suddenly they're throwing humans at us who are faster and stronger than we are somehow. So you want to encourage everyone else to also stomp on it, which the smart leaders would already be doing. Unfortunately,
Jude
the
has
world is
started
not full of smart
pacing.
ones.
Jude has started pacing like back and forth.
Well, how do we respond to this package we've received? Maybe that's where we start.
I guess press that button on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, where's the walkie-talkie?
Likely still on the table where it was when we left.
Probably, yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
kind of left it down there. I'm only assuming.
Under some paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you spread
scoops
out
it
all
up.
the file folders over top of it, basically. So you scoop it up.
Yep, I scoop it up. I depress the button. Can we forego the over mechanic for this part? Okay, thank you. I know I
That's
started
why
it, but
it's
I
so
want to.
fun.
But I want out. I want out. Okay, so she puts the button and she says, hello, please respond.
It takes a couple of minutes, but eventually you get back like, oh, you're awake.
Yes, package received.
Excellent.
So what now?
What now? What?
I mean, I have this. Was this a show of good faith? Was this a
In a manner of
this
speaking.
is what we have? Okay. Has there been any developments on your end in the past day and night so far?
No developments recently, but they tend to come every couple of days. What I
don't
do know is they're keeping an eye on you.
I don't know. Ask them where the Society of Leopold can be found. Where are they hanging out?
Where is the Society of Leopold right now?
There's a few minutes pause.
Inside the building.
Try me.
The call was coming from inside the
Let's
house.
go.
There's a couple locations. There's the possibility that they're at Christ Church Cathedral.
Okay.
I think during this, Ja is going to do a thing. Ja is going to say, "You all keep talking. My spidey senses are tingling. Just give me a moment." And Ja goes upstairs to get Gretchen.
Okay.
And tell her to close up shop and come downstairs. There's not a whole lot of choice being given in the matter, by the way.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, appreciate the information.
So they might be hanging out at the Christ Church Cathedral.
That's somewhat, yeah.
And how many are we talking at the church?
Unknown. They tend to move around at various points during the day, so it's hard to keep eyes on it at all times. Plus, some of them are dressed in plain clothes. It takes a certain trained eye to figure out who's who. Everybody's muted.
I'm just thinking.
I mean, we could scope out the place.
Yeah, I mean, Jude pushes the button down on the walkie-talkie. What are their tactics like? Like, what should we expect from them?
Probably a number of different things, stakes, various fire-related weaponry. Pretty much a little bit of everything. Hell, some of them might even have garlic.
I was I'm telling Jude, I'm wondering, since this is a church, maybe they have some of those, what do you call them? People of faith, true faith, whatever.
Does Jude know about that?
Give me a wits and occult.
Okay. Oh, isn't that nice? That is 6. No crit though.
You've heard that some people have kind of powers that are outside of the scope of regular supernatural, that are like true faith type thing. You wouldn't know much beyond like true faith 1 or 2.
Okay, it is not something that Sara the player is like super familiar with the implications or mechanics of.
I guess the way John would explain it to you, John would be like, you know, the really weird shit they show in movies about us, like they show a vampire backing off from the light of a cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some who are so strong in their belief that they can actually make that happen.
Interesting. Wonder how much they know about our supposed biblical origins.
I have no idea.
Okay. Is Gretchen down here yet?
Yeah, she would be.
So Jude looks at Ja. You got an idea?
About what?
Oh, I thought you went up there and brought her down. I thought there was like
She's
a purpose.
exposed and it's dangerous
just
for her to be up there alone.
okay. Oh, all right. Fair enough.
Yes, that is why I put baby in the corner.
Okay.
What is with the quotes? John's been watching TV.
TBS, Dirty Dancing.
He's
every,
got
like,
one of those
Sunday.
tiny little old school TVs like that you hold like while he's like staking out.
The
He's
little
just, like,
rabbit ears on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so we going to church?
Before that happens, Abigail needs to do a little bit of hacking because the information for the Christchurch Cathedral for the what's it called, for the floor plan is not actually readily accessible on Google. So I think she
It
needs
is
to.
not.
No, I just noticed
It's
that. So I
almost
think
like that
Abigail's.
there's a government installation under it or something.
So Abigail's going to try and, in order to actually figure out entrances and exits and what we're dealing with, because
Okay.
this is obviously something that the group wants to know. Jaw would definitely be interested in. She's actually going to try and hack into the city of Vancouver to get the floor plan. And this, it was built in 1895, so she wants to get the most recent one because there have been renovations done since then. So she doesn't want the original, she wants whatever's the most recent, just in case anything's changed radically.
And since Abigail has done this on several different occasions, I'm going to reiterate the point that just because it's in the floor plans doesn't necessarily mean that it's there.
Fair. She still wants to know how to get in and out of the building.
You'll get a semi-accurate representation of what's going on.
Please.
Yeah.
Public representation.
Yeah, public. Well, whatever the well, actually, I mean,
Nobody
as
knows
deep
about
as she
Mordecai's sub-basement.
as deep as she can go, because there would have had to have been some sort of information logged with the city, even if it's vague, saying, hey, I have a contractor out here for insurance purposes, etc., etc., etc. would have had to have been something. So anything that she can find, and I know that the government probably wouldn't have blocked that. But
You'd like to think so, but
all right.
there's still some bunch of dumb motherfuckers
I
in
forget that
Gotham
some
that don't
people
know
still
that.
have.
Yeah, there's still a bunch of dumb motherfuckers in Gotham that can't figure out Bruce Wayne is Batman. So
I forget that some people still have like a humanity of 7. It's so great.
give me a
They're so
intelligence and technology roll.
It's so cute. You put them there.
I'll kick you in the face.
She's taking her hacking.
Yeah, that would apply.
Cute in your humanity.
Does anyone else feel like this would be potentially walking into the belly of the beast?
Well, that's when do we shy away from doing things like that?
Mia Finiglia, we do not tend to take our disagreements to Terra Santa, church space, holy ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not comfortable doing this, but needs must.
Indeed. I'm just
6 successes, no crit.
expressing some trepidation.
On those 6 successes, you're able to find like the blueprints, floor plans of what seems to be the Christ Anglican Church. But there's a door in the basement that seems to be leading off property.
Cool.
Like it's essentially like the property line is there. There's a door here, and there's nothing beyond it.
Odd that they would even mark the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
You did get 6 successes.
I mean, yeah.
Five plus is like amazing.
All right. So Abigail shares this with the group, shows basically her laptop screen and says, so if I were going to take a guess, I would guess that there's something beyond that door, and that's probably where we'll find them. Beyond that, if everyone wants to just make a note of all the exits and entrances, just in case we need to get the hell out of there quickly, that would probably be a good idea.
I think Jude will just take a pen and paper out of her bag and just kind of crudely take down that information so that it's on my person.
Did Jude crush her cell phone?
No.
Okay.
Oh, crushed his cell phone.
Oh, well, probably, yeah.
She likes to do things longhand.
Let's go old school. Did we install a printer down here?
I don't think it was ever said explicitly.
I feel like I would have wanted it to be a dot matrix printer.
I feel like that probably would have been something that you would have done and said, this is going to take 5 hours to print.
As a prank, yes. With the little strips on either side you have to peel off. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. That's probably not something Ja thought about when he was getting upgrades down here, because he didn't bring a computer. So yeah, it's relatively selfish.
Just the Peter Parker patchwork of like different computer, different monitor with like the old style, like super thick monitor, and then like the dot matrix printer.
Okay, so Abigail is fairly certain that there would actually be something on the shop floor of Sandwich.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have gone without saying that there's, probably going to be a printer there. I mean, it was created by a Zamisi who, probably wanted that sort of thing kind of handled. So if this is correct, if this information is correct, Abigail is just going to throw that really quickly on a USB key so as to not create any sort of connection, and then just run upstairs, print 6 copies just in case Gretchen wants one, and print 6 copies.
Okay.
And then run back downstairs and give everybody a copy and say, so I know we don't want to rely on technology, so I mean, this is what I can do, or if you want, I can send this to you, but I know most of us are not using technology at the moment. So it's up to each of you how you want to take this information.
Jude will take the paper and look over it for a second. Good call, Abigail. And then she looks at the sheriff.
Sheriff's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
the sheriff is gone. Duh. Oh, I'm sorry. The plaid on the storyteller threw me off. I was like, okay, so, okay. All right, well, and
Let's go.
Jude is like stops pacing and is kind of like moving around. All right, so yeah, let's go.
Up and out.
Make it
Absolutely,
happen.
yes.
So you're all going upstairs. Are you bringing Gretchen or leaving Gretchen?
Yeah, I think she has to come. I'm not leaving her here.
Yeah, I don't think she should stay here by herself either.
Leave her
All
in the
right,
dark.
Gretchen.
Do we want to drop her off at the chantry before we go there?
Is the
Before we go
chantry
to-
on the way?
The chantry is not on the way.
Then no.
No. All right.
I'll apologize to Mercy later. So we will drive. I assume everyone in the limo.
It is not
Yeah.
that
Seems
far, actually,
seems
from where
easiest.
Sandwich is located.
We're still going to park 2 blocks away
Yeah.
because I am not risking my retainer on this fucking wild goose chase. So Gretchen can stay in the
You
limo.
want to go? Don't call it a wild goose chase. Like you want to
Oh
go.
no, I'm going to bust
like,
heads. I'm just not willing to
A
risk
wild
my
god
retainer
chase.
on it.
Wild god chase.
And
Oh, yeah.
arming up in the trunk, weapons and everything. When I do so, I am going to open a line, telephone call to Mercy's phone. So it is audible, but she is muted, so you cannot hear her through my phone, but she can hear everything.
Okay.
No technology, whatever. You're not the boss of me. And yeah,
That is fine for the coterie. I didn't forbid you. Don't put that on me, dog.
nobody knows, so it's all fine. And yeah, basically very tight-lipped, very absolute business at this point. Going in detail.
Do I remember wrong, or did we not get an earpiece made for Mercy?
No.
No.
Okay,
it
'cause-
was, I think, everybody in the coterie, and then I think one extra.
There was one extra.
Yeah.
Who got that one extra?
Gretchen, I think.
Yeah, Gretchen.
Yeah,
had-
that's what I was thinking.
Then
Yeah, I
that's
think
easy
Gretchen-
enough to just give that from Gretchen to Mercy.
Yeah. That's probably
This way you don't have to dick with cell phones.
Yeah.
Who's sticking with cell phones? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, okay.
Okay.
That works too. Either way, onwards.
So you come up on the cathedral.
Just before I do, I'm gonna be really tentative. I'd be like really big tiptoe sort of thing. Touch on the other side of the turf.
I'm going to stop and watch this.
Sorry, I'm not 100% sure what's happening.
Yeah, I have
What?
no idea.
I'm afraid I'm gonna set on fire. I've never been in a church, so it's fine.
I'm gonna watch him
Oh, okay.
slowly put his foot over, and then I'm gonna look up and look at him again, and look up and look at Mordecai and go, I don't think he's paying attention.
As soon as Mordecai does that, clouds start forming.
No.
He doesn't care, or she, whatever.
I mean, maybe. I've seen.
Jude
some
is
things.
humming "Our God is an Awesome God" under her breath. She's getting flashbacks to her childhood.
Admit it. You want to see my foot light up in flame.
I'm not gonna lie, I would laugh.
That would be very
would
funny.
be interesting.
Ex-
See,
That would be
If
very
anybody
funny.
is going to do it, it's going to be me. So the rest of you should be safe. Look at me. I'm taking one for the team.
All right. Speaking of taking one for the team, I roused my wits
Okay.
and
Good job.
failed my rouse check.
Abigail?
No, shh.
You should
It'll
eat
be
some-
fine, Winston.
Why are you going
I'll
to a
eat-
church? This doesn't make any sense.
No, it probably doesn't. Not to you and not to me either, but I will eat someone later. Don't you worry, it will happen. And that's it.
Is it?
Yes, that is it. I will eat someone. Don't worry, I promise. It's all good. And I sense the unseen because Mordecai got me thinking that we don't want shit going wrong.
Yeah, I'll
that
do the
is-
same.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
Tyler?
is
Yeah, it's me.
crit.
It's 2 for fist, yeah?
Fist of
Oh, no, it's 2 for
Cain.
majesty. I think it's only 1 for
I'm
fist.
pretty sure it's just one for fist.
Yeah, I think 1 for fist.
Okay. I have 1 fail then. Out of the rousings.
Yeah, it's 1 rouse check.
I will do my
I got 4 on my Auspex roll.
I got 6, but that's with a crit. So
Messy crit or regular crit?
regular crit.
Okay. So with the 6 successes, you close your eyes once again, open them to the supernatural, and you can't see anything.
As in, I can't see anything unusual,
The
or I
world went
can't see
black.
anything at all.
Your vision goes black.
Holy shit!
Can't
Oh, I don't
see
like that
anything
at all.
at all.
No, I don't care for that.
Holy
Abigail
balls.
turns that shit right the hell off.
Your vision's still
Oh.
messed right now.
Oh,
What the
Fuck.
shit?
For everybody who did it,
Oh,
the light of God touches your eyeballs, and you're like,
it wasn't on the property yet.
you're
Damn
looking at the
it.
The
church.
holy aura is on.
Oh,
Okay, so
shit.
Abigail turns away from the church. Abigail tries to do a 180 from the church.
You currently can't tell which way is a 180 or how far a
But I
180
can
is.
at least start trying to
shit.
turn.
If you want to do a rouse check, you can heal the damage.
I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that.
I'm at 3 hunger. This
I
is
pa-
gonna
I
be
passed.
fun. And I passed.
Okay.
Take the fuck.
I also passed.
You're turning away and you're like blinking and your vision kind of starts to come back in, but
What
everything's still kind of a little bit blurry for at least a couple more minutes.
Anybody else have a
Abigail, what the hell was that?
That's does Abigail know what that is?
I would assume that Abigail would figure out what that is.
That is the it's a church. It's the whole godly thing the SI has that they infuse it with all this true believer shit and it blinds us when we use our powers. Great. That's fantastic.
It is not the SI that does this. It is the people who believe.
Yeah,
There are
This
there
happens
are
with every
churches.
church.
See, there are churches I am
Not
sure
every
that the
church.
SI is not associated with. Small. It depends on the age of the church, the congregation. It depends on a lot of things how bad it is.
Wow.
Now, Duran, question for you though.
See,
If there are no people in the church, is the church still infused with that power?
we'll
This
see.
area is consecrated, I
All right.
suspect.
See, the belief is in this space. The belief is not necessarily held by the people who when they
Oh,
leave.
really? Really?
Okay,
Then
cool.
that's-
So God's still
Wow.
not real. Great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
There is some argument
Super.
about that.
I don't know how much it matters.
See, I'm going to
All
play
right.
it
Because
safe.
if people believe enough in some random bullshit, they make this happen.
Well, okay, so that Does that mean that we can't use any of our powers?
Oh no, we'd be able to use those, but some things might be a little
We'll just
Wonky.
stay away from
Wonky.
Ozpex here.
All right. Well, I still
just
have
not.
Mordecai's gun, and thank you, Mordecai. And I have my knife. I think that maybe will get me through this if we need to fight. Should be okay.
Duran's just going to head for the main doors.
Yeah, I think Ja's going to.
Abigail will follow.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Main doors open.
The main doors are open. And
Excellent.
there's light organ music that you can hear. It doesn't seem to be anything that's like
Why?
that there's a session, like a
Why?
worship.
Why is there
going
organ
on.
music
But there's,
at midnight?
there's organ music.
I mean, if it's a
Phantom
Saturday,
Opera.
technically it's mass.
They got Bluetooth stuff now these days. They
Yeah.
can put that shit on timer.
Yep, yep. So, enter the church. Is there anyone in the church?
There's a few people in the pews that are near the church, that are near the front, and you can see someone in robes. They're behind the altar, but it doesn't look like they're like leading any mass or anything. It just looks like they may be like readjusting things, and from what you can tell, it's kind of preparing for like a worship service.
So just
You
kind
said
of lean over to Abigail and go, so where are we going from here? Do you have the map?
Abigail pulls out the map and she just shows Duran downstairs. There is a door. So in order for us to get downstairs, we need to go. And Abigail shows yada yada yada. There's a door, etc., stairs, etc., to go downstairs.
Now, most churches have several ways downstairs depending on what part of downstairs you're going to.
Yes.
So are we going downstairs near the front of the church, near the entrance? Are we going downstairs near the back of the church, near one of the naves? Where are we going downstairs through?
I can't tell from
mean, that's a good
internal
point.
pictures of this particular church. So
Ah.
I'm going to say, I'm going to reformat it kind of like the church that I used to go to. So once you enter the main door, on
Yep.
either side, there's kind of like a spiral staircase that would go
Yep.
down. And then if you like go through the church into another part, you could probably make your way down that way as well. The ones
Okay,
that are
again, that's why I'm asking. At
Yeah.
the front of the church, when you enter the doors, any stairs down go to public areas because that's where people go down for Sunday school, church bazaars,
Bible studies, yeah.
strawberry socials, all that shit.
Yeah, they on the
And then
floor plans
the-
that Abigail got,
Yep.
they both seem to lead down to the same spot.
Oh, interesting.
So a mega basement.
Yeah,
So
mega
like a
basement,
common
but
area.
that's stupid. But okay, sure. Put the door to the secret place where the public can walk past it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Sure.
I mean, we're gonna assume it's locked, so they probably just
Public probably
Doesn't
just thinks
care.
it's a storage room.
yeah.
Are there any civilians in here? Just
There's a couple people that they're in chairs because this particular church doesn't actually have any, like they have pews, but they're at the back. But there's kind of like wooden chairs that are up near the front, and there's a couple of people with like their head down that seem to be praying or doing whatever it is that they want to do.
I asked simply because this is going to make a difference on whether Ja is being stealthy or not. Because Ja is well armed, and he looks like it.
Yeah, so
And
it's
I'm
more
really not in the whole idea of like terrifying a bunch of people in a church. Ja is not that inhumane.
not yet.
If no one is looking,
Not yet.
if no one is looking, unseen presence.
I believe that is a rouse check.
it is.
A 9. Yes.
Alrighty, so Mordecai disappears.
I'm as quiet as a church mouse.
And Duran's just going to go, just hold up a finger, and I'm going to stroll to the appropriate section in the right nave where they will have a small Saint Michael, and will go in to there and do the Padre Figlio e Spirito Santo, light a candle, okay, and then come back out to the group and go, right, we're going downstairs.
Down we go.
Senora.
Cute.
So you make your way down that particular winding staircase. It's one of those ones that is typically in a church where it's like you're almost feeling claustrophobic in it, like it's a little too close. There's no railing because it's like most people who have accessibility issues would definitely not go down this particular set of stairs. They would take an elevator, or the other set of stairs is a lot wider with a railing. You make your way down. There's a kind of wide open area, and there's a number of different doors on either side, which you could definitely tell there's a few pieces of like art that was clearly done by children. This is kind of like the kind of Sunday schoolish area. Each door would probably lead to like a small classroom area. And on the map that Abigail got, the blueprints, about midway through on the right side from where you exit, there's a kind of large, like a sheet, like a kind of worship for he is risen type, like cascading thing that's over top of where the door should be on that map.
Well, it looks like they did try to hide it, I guess. Abigail says this quietly to Jude and Duran, and well, she assumes she's saying it to Mordecai and Ja, even though she doesn't see them.
Yeah, Ja is hiding in shadows. I got 9 successes with a crit.
Oh
to
yeah,
be
easy
stealthy.
enough. I believe you can still see Ja,
Yeah,
but
you can see me.
You just can't hear him.
All right, so that way, but if anybody has any ideas for how to do a Indiana Jones style, let's open up this thing with like a, some sort of secret push thing, then you let me know.
As you,
Can I? Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if I could like wits and investigation for anything that looks out of place.
Well, it has the big kind of mural, like cloth thing over top of it, and there doesn't seem to be anything behind that right now. But if you want to do
Okay.
like a wits and investigation, try to see.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, because I actually have really great investigation. Okay.
It's so overlooked as a skill for the most part.
I know. I use it in my, but that's gonna be 4 for me.
Well, you kind of move the banner aside. It's on like kind of a curtain rod, so you can kind of push it to the side. Uh, there doesn't seem to be a door there. Like you're kind of trying to check it looks like it's painted over large gray cinder blocks. But once you get down to the bottom, you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a gap on the one part of it.
So she like gestures Abigail and Duran and points that out.
All right.
Could be something here.
So, see, it looks like a secret door. Is this where we check for No, that was the D&D game with Senora, what's her name?
Junie.
Checking for traps. See.
And you all
Well, I
hear a squawk in the ear, like of the ear that you have your thing in for the to hear each other.
Ah,
Oh, what's
the
that?
fuck?
Ow.
And then there's a tapping on the mic. Hello. This would be going to, I believe, Jude is your name?
She's just waiting. She's not saying anything.
Hello? Is this on? Can you
Who
hear
is
me?
this? Who is this?
My name is Fernando Escobar. You should come out. We don't particularly like your kind moving about in our place of worship.
Wait. How are you talking to us?
Oh, we had an incident with sorry, what was your name again? It doesn't matter. She is unconscious.
Is that a frenzy roll?
That would probably be a frenzy roll, yeah.
This guy's gonna fuck up a church. Is that willpower?
Willpower and half humanity. Well,
Half of
I'm
Round
trying.
up or
More than
down?
zero.
I'm
Round up or
trying to
down?
give him extra dice here, everybody.
oh my
That
God.
is rounded down.
How many successes do I need?
Depends on how many you got.
I have a 10, a 9, a 7, and a
Oh yeah, it's more than
couple
enough.
of 5s.
Yeah.
That's 3 successes. You're
3.
fine.
Not happy, but fine.
Yeah, you are.
Is the
not
door shut
happy.
behind us?
You haven't opened that particular door yet. You just went down that spiral staircase, which did not have a
Yeah,
door.
that's it. And I just pointed out like a gap. We didn't actually like enter an additional area.
So, if you could kindly come out of our worship space, that would be appreciated.
Where do you want us to go?
Oh, by your limousine. Is that what? Yes, limousine. Yes, if you could come to that, that would be appreciated.
Jude's looking at Abigail and Duran and Jaw because I'm assuming Mordecai is still.
Oh no, he spoke out loud, so my unseen. was
Oh,
broken.
you did spoke. Okay, sorry.
Calmly, we don't want to alarm anybody upstairs.
Oh, yes, of course. Calmly.
Abigail said that without the thing on. Well, I'm not going to argue it. But she says to the rest of them, calmly, we don't want to alarm anybody upstairs. Just now.
Yeah, Jude's just
in,
gonna go
in
up the
deference
stairs.
to Signor Giovanni, I'm not going to rush out of the building.
They're not going to harm anyone here. We are the predators in here.
We don't
Out,
want to
out,
scare
out.
them.
You're all
Yeah,
moving
so
out.
Jude's,
Double
yeah,
time.
just calmly.
And then once you get outside, I'm assuming there's a little bit more of a brisker pace.
Beeline.
Yeah.
I think Ja is staying out of sight.
Okay. So, when you get to the limo, there is a lot of people nearby. The things are kind of cordoned off from about a half a block away in any direction, and there are a bunch of people with tactical gear that are there, and there's a bunch of people who don't have tactical gear. They're dressed all in black, though. They seem to be working on computers and stuff. And there's one person who is leaning up against the car, and they're holding the earpiece, and they're wearing all black, like black hair, slicked back, clean shaven. He's got a priest collar on, but he's also wearing like a tactical vest. So, and after you get about 100 meters or so away, he's like, that would be close enough.
If you hurt her, there will not be a church you can hide from me. Popping awe.
Okay. He's also wearing kind of not sunglasses, but they're darkened glasses. So you're prepping on.
Prepping awe, and then I'm going to, I guess, what, 2 rouse checks for that, the nasty majesty.
2 rouse checks for any majesty.
Right. Failed 1. 300 now. I'm going to basically pop the I am an absolute destructive force and you want to be afraid of me, run away, majesty. And I'm sort of basically just going to start advancing on him.
Dread gaze?
No, it's worse.
It's
majesty level dread gaze.
It is.
It's a massive breach of the Masquerade.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to pop it, basically. So I'm basically having his attention on me.
Okay.
Hopefully that it also distracts from everybody else.
He's still looking at you. It's like, no, this will not do. Bring her out. And 2 people who are kind of around the corner come back around to see you. And Mordecai, you see Sister Olivia Flores.
Oh, motherfucker.
With 2 people on either side, and she seems confused as to why she's there. It would be a shame if something were to happen to... if she were to slip and fall. Very nasty business these nights.
What do you want?
A conversation.
Then speak.
Not here.
Where?
I believe your sandwich would be a good place.
Storyteller.
Hmm.
While this is all going on,
Okay.
Abigail's looking around because we've all noticed that there are people on headsets and people on computers and things like that.
Correct.
Laptops. How many of them roughly would we see?
There's like at least 6 people that are on laptops. There's like kind of a SWAT vehicle that's nearby.
Mm-hmm. So I am sending, that is how many successes on each of the rolls that I did for burnout. Now, Abigail has been learning how to control this burnout. So she's basically making it so this burnout is simply not letting them communicate with each other, but not giving them the idea that they would know that there's something specifically wrong.
Okay.
So basically, they are unable to really communicate with each other. They might think it's slow internet. They might think that it's, mobile networks are down or there's some interference somewhere. Maybe they even blame it on themselves. But
Someone comes walking up to Fernando and they whisper in his ear, and he's like, "Oh, that will not do." And he gives a hand signal, and red dots start appearing on everyone.
The
Whoa,
storyteller.
whoa, whoa,
Since
whoa.
I'm hiding in the shadows, can I
Whoa.
sort of track down where some of these lights are coming from?
There's a number of different buildings that are nearby that the red lights are coming from. Like, it would take you a lot of work to get to each one.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't do anything.
You
Okay.
perhaps not. One of your associates, maybe.
what is it that you think that happened?
I only
Whatever you
want
did,
to discuss.
don't do it.
There's an opportunity for you.
This is not how I want my villain origin story to start.
Senora Duncan, I would suggest that we go to Sandwich and listen to this gentleman. He currently has the tiger by the tail, so to speak. Problem is, he will want to get off eventually.
Okay. Sandwich. Let's go.
You first. I will be along in a short while.
Fine.
Oh, yes,
So-
I do. Excellent. I'm going to guess that Marcy is not in the driver's seat of the limo.
She is not in the driver's seat of the limo.
Excellent. It's been a while since I've handled something this big, but I'm going to get in the driver's seat of the limo and check
Where's
for the
Gretchen?
keys.
Neither Gretchen nor Mercy are there.
Son of a bitch.
And he was leaning up against the driver's side of the limo, so he gets out of the way and after you.
See, and just go. See, we shall meet you at Sandwich.
So, you drive the limo and everybody piles in, I'm guessing, except for Ja? Or does Ja go with?
No, Josh staying out of sight.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm in a position where I can stay out of sight, so I'm going to continue to do that.
Okay. What Ja sees for the next little while after everybody else leaves in the limo is that they are slowly clearing out, and they seem to be surrounding Sandwich.
Now, when we got in the limo, I'm going to guess it was Mordecai, Abigail, and Jude in the back, and I'm driving.
Okay. Let's fast forward it to there.
Okay, we are. I know you want to fast forward a little bit, but we're in the limo without SI listening in. So
Okay.
headsets come out and get turned off and tucked away and go, bueno, we're going to play this very carefully when we get to Sandwich. They currently have cards. We have a hand that they think they know.
They need something from us.
See, they do. I would suggest a lot of listening.
Absolutely. That was my plan, to just listen and speak as little as possible, at least in the beginning.
Bueno, as I said, they've got the tiger by certain anatomical parts. Eventually, they do have to let go.
Mordecai, I know that this is a sensitive topic, but can you tell us who that person was? You seem to be familiar.
Scrolling to it, and where did I find it? Sister Ophelia Flores, I have known for some 25 years now, and she has been my point of contact for the charitable donations that I have been giving to the church and to the orphanage that she has been heading for quite some time now. It's not much, and I don't inundate them with riches, though I could, because I want them to also... it's a difficult thing from my childhood. And the point being...
And you were worried about bursting into flames, stepping on church ground, Senor
you
Strickland.
kept me sane.
It is a long time that the church has given forgiveness in exchange for cash, hardened gold. I mean, you're pretty good if you are attempting to have a heart. I applaud you, Senor.
That's the only reason I still have one.
Better than buying the indulgences.
And if either she or Mercy are harmed or killed in any way, I will raze this city to the ground. I'm sorry, Jude.
Do you forget that they
everything that comes in my way?
They have my child as well. You're not the only one with skin in this game.
And you're welcome to stand beside me when I do it.
But Duran is right. We need to just listen when we get there.
We will listen. And
I'm powerless. I cannot act against them, or they will kill them.
When the time is right, we will bring darkness and pestilence upon them and theirs. Until then, we will listen. At which point, there wasn't very far to Sandwich. We should be pulling up in front.
Oh, yeah. So when you all go into Sandwich...
Quick question.
Yo.
Are you putting your headsets back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know you're out there somewhere and we're hoping you have your headset in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you all...
Ja would have his headset in.
You all go into Sandwich, except for Ja. And there are tactical people that are outside Sandwich already. It seems to be being cordoned off. And then after a few minutes, after things kind of settle down outside as to people getting kind of sent away if they were to be walking in front of Sandwich, there is a knock at the door.
We'll do this upstairs. We don't need to. They probably know, but why tip?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I'll open the door. Is it Father Escobar?
It is.
I will. Padre, please come into our humble little home.
It is.
Be welcome.
It is nice. I have been here before. Several times, actually. I've bought some of your... What are they called? The Himalayan salt light things.
See, they are very, very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
If they are combined with the... what are those bowls called that make the wonderful tone? There's a whole lot
Singing
of stuff
bowl.
here. See. While you have young Gretchen in your people's company, you might let them converse with her. She is a font of knowledge about the products that we provide at Sandwich.
She is fine.
Speaking of products, what is it that you are looking to extort from us?
Extortion is such a
it is
dirty word.
It is, but as one member of a religious family to another, we can cut the bullshit and speak quite openly.
From what
Senora Duncan will appreciate this.
From what I understand, you are in command of your blank body is such a term. Believe you call yourselves vampires?
There are a variety of names. Senora Duncan is indeed the shepherd, the one responsible for our people within this city.
If anyone knows the need for a good shepherd, it is I. So, we have an idea, and we were not expecting you to come to our door in order to place this idea to you. We would like for you to work for us. And that's where we're going to end this particular episode and season. So, thank you all for watching, and just to make sure that everybody's clear on it, I had a conversation with everybody beforehand and made sure that everybody was going to be okay with a bunch of stuff. In fact, some of them were giving me more ideas in the chat. Hurt
Like,
me
how
more,
can I-
storyteller.
How can I help you screw me over?
Bring the
He's like, "Do you
fucking
have any-"
pain.
You haven't touched on
that
him.
part.
Yes,
that
I do.
part.
It was like, does Mordecai have anybody who he would actually like bend the knee for?
There's this
yeah.
one, this one, this one.
So
I only need one.
Let's do a quick round table of everybody, and then we can get you off to Philly by night and rolling these 20s, so you can watch more kindred shenanigans going on in Philly. And let's do reverse order.
Kindred shenanigans with the Second Inquisition, as it happens.
With the second, it's almost like a source book for that came out recently.
Amazing.
Check over there for details. I'm gonna try to not catch Cliff off guard by doing Cliff first, and let's go with Cliff.
Okay. Thanks for watching, viewers. My name is Cliff. I played Duran Giovanni tonight, who, hey, we're dealing with a mess of religious fanatics. So for the Giovanni, kind of he's feeling a little at home with some of this stuff. It's leaning towards religious mob time. This is going to be entertaining. You can catch me here every Saturday for the Vampire Takeover with these amazing folk doing strange things. Though for the next couple of weeks, I guess we'll be taking a break to let our brains cool off before we approach this again. You'll also catch me Wednesdays running the Changeling the 20th Anniversary Chronicle right here on Vancouver by Night, called Toronto by Day, Tales from the Rookery, where maybe I should bring in some SI and toss those at my changelings. Nah, you know what? Right now I'm handing them all sorts of strange stuff. We would have missed last week due to an illness in the cast, but we should be back together again for this following week, where you will see them exploring Little Tokyo and Chinatown in Toronto and finding out all sorts of stuff about interesting types there. You'll also find me here and there in various other places, guesting and possibly doing other stuff. Keep an eye on my Instagram, the Vintage GM. That tends to be where I announce things. And yeah, thanks, Mom. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Go do the YouTube thing. Vancouver by Night YouTube right now. Okay, go.
And Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sara. I played Prince Jude. You can find me on Twitter at MC I'm also a creative partner at Martlet Games. We have a lot of stuff in production right now. We have a great Anarch game set in Indianapolis, which is where I live, and it's controlled by the ministry. So very interesting situation in that city. That's on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just had a lovely guest star from Prince. That was very fun. Great episode there. And I'm in the next one. So you can see me there on Sunday on Indianarchs. Other than that, you can catch me in the storyteller seat more than once. Here upcoming on Martlet Games for Vampire, London's Bleeding, among another mini chronicle that I'll be releasing. So look forward to that. Other than that, just follow Martlet and I on Twitter. You'll see what we're doing. The only other thing I wanted to say is thank you to everybody watching who's stuck around with us for all these seasons. Like, honestly, this has been an incredible journey. I can't believe how far we've come. The glow up is real. Yeah, so just thank you to everybody and to all the players and the storyteller here. I've had such a great time, and it's so cool to be able to be Prince. So thank you.
How far you've come, Prince. You got your own child. You got your own magic shop. What?
Yeah, it's great. Great for Jude.
And Mike.
Hi. Wasn't exactly expecting this to be the beginning of my villain big bad evil guy origin story, but here it is. So stay tuned, come in next season, and we'll see how much destruction I have wrought. You can catch my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok, and CDN Captain America on Twitter, where I've been doing a lot of D&D posting. And there's going to be news coming up with regards to D&D, and not just D&D, but possibly even a channel devoted to superheroes. Stay tuned for more as things develop.
And on that, like, ministry teasing note.
Oh yeah, I got to go to Indianapolis. Mordecai's got to go to Indianapolis.
Road
trip. I'm off for a month.
Hello, everyone. I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet, and that's where you can find me. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, basically everywhere. I'm Dimples and Dice, except Facebook, because fuck Facebook. Let's see. What do I have going on next? Obviously, you'll see me over on Philly by Night tonight. Immediately following this, our players just escaped Second Inquisition facility by agreeing to work for the Second Inquisition, as it happens, and killing the Prince of Philadelphia.
What?
So yeah,
Again?
that is a consequence that they have to deal with.
Damn.
And to see where that goes. I'm also over on Wayward Revelry, my D&D 5e campaign, based on Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That is on Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am over in the amphitheater for a D&D 5e game based in Redwall. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. There are more games to come. I have more stuff that's not announced, but keep an eye on my Twitter. Dope things are happening. That's all I can tell you right now.
And Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. I was playing Abigail for you today. You will find me on Twitter under the handle Hyrule Gardner. You'll find me here every Saturday. Thank you so much for watching our third season. We've loved playing this game, and some of us will be bringing you a little palate cleanser in a couple of weeks before we start up our season of this show again, and that palate cleanser could be a little bit interesting, so stay tuned. And yeah, that's it for me. We love you all, and thank you for watching us.
And this guy's Storyteller Steve. I have some news on that palate cleanser, but I'm not going to reveal it just yet. Keep an eye on the Twitters and the social medias to keep an eye on that. We've got some interesting stuff planned. It's just going to be a quick respite, then we'll be back to this for season 4. And YouTube, go to our YouTube. This is the last day. I don't know how close we are yet. We've been adding a couple per day at least, so head on over there and subscribe, and you have a chance to win one of these fine things, which I buried over here. One of these player pads. If we can get up to 1,200, we can get one of those dice sheets as well. And if we get over 1,000 before this airs, there will also be maybe something from Odd Duck Dice that will be offered once we hit 1,100. Who knows? So, thank you all again for watching, and we're going to get you directly over to Philly by Night and see what's going on in Philly with the Kindred. So we will see you in a couple weeks.